Hey guys, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with another layout. This is a 12 by 12 layout with two 4 by 6 photos, but I am going to cut one of them down. I am excuse me, going to use this pink paper as my background. It's from one of those hot buy packs from Michaels that I received, and I'm just tearing off the brand, or not the branding, just the border label at the top. And it's one of those single-sided papers that comes in a paper pad, and it's got the perforated top. So that's what I'm using. I really like the white detailing around the edge, and I just like the pink and the white together, especially with this cupcake picture because it's pink and white cupcakes. So it really kind of matches the background, and I really like this profile picture of Calen. It's got a bit of a glare on it right now from some of my lights, but you'll see it better in a moment. So I was trying to figure out what complementary color I wanted to use, and I'm going to end up going with this teal paper that I have with the white script on it. I believe it's a Teresa Collins paper. It's got a ledger on the other side. It is quite, I was going to say porous, but that's not really the word I'm looking for. It's quite textured. And so I really I bought it for the ledger side, but I really ended up using more of the teal and white side just because I like the colors, and it's a little bit more difficult to write on it when it's such a textured ledger print. I started going through all the other papers that I had here. I was looking for other options. I have a couple of the multicolored prints that I used that I pulled out from my kit, and I'm just trying to see if there's any way that I can use those on this page. I'm going to end up cutting down that cupcake picture to about a 4 by 4 size, but I was just trying to see what other options I had available. And at this point, I'm still looking through the different pieces, and I have not quite settled on that teal and white script paper, but I will settle on that. I'm going to add some other strips of papers under the other photo to kind of add a little bit more interest up there. And it's going to have kind of an L shape, but it's really kind of a backwards L shape. And this is where I cut down my small photo. I didn't really measure it to 4 by 4, but that's approximately what it is. At least I don't remember measuring it. I could have measured it. I don't remember. But I am going to mat it on a piece of white paper. Excuse me. And that's just to kind of mimic the same white border that the other one had. And as you can see, when I flip that over, you can tell that I actually used a pattern paper that was single-sided. I have a lot of old pieces of paper from Michaels from years ago that were single-sided, and I just still haven't used them. So what I'm starting to do is use them for the white side and just use them on layouts. There's no point in keeping them in my stash and running out of white cardstock when I could use the back sides of those. Now I have this other scrap piece of paper, and I had already used about a third of the 12 by 12. And there was one edge that had this white polka dot. So I just cut it off, and I'm going to use it over here on the right side of the layout. This kind of adds a little bit more interest this direction. It's going to be, like I said, a bit of an L shape, but a backwards L. Excuse me, I don't know if I'm coming down with a cold or what, but I just have an itchy throat tonight. So I used a scrap piece of that white and teal script paper under that other top photo as well. And that's I just love the profile picture that it is of Calen. This is goes with the photos from the last layout that I did. It's going to be I think it's going to be the opposite side, I think. Yeah, I think so. But it has more pictures of him holding his new plane in his hand. You can barely see it here, but it's a little jet plane. And we're at the airport on the observation deck watching the planes come in. I just used my Fisker scissors, whatever you want to call those, and cut out this large scallop. And I'm going to create a little bit of just a line down here. And this is for my title to rest on. It seemed like I needed a bit of a border over here. So that's what I'm going with. And then I'm going to cut another one to go under the photo. What do you call that, vertical photo. Here we go. And it's just a gray dotted print as well, and it is I end up cutting it a little bit more, and what I'm doing is I'm using a smaller scallop edge scissors. I have 4 different sizes of these scallop scissors, and I've been using them a lot this month. I actually got them from my sister. She had them in her stash for quite a while, and her husband got her a whole new set of them. So she gave me some of her old ones, and I've been using them. I just got them in the end of July, and so I've kept them out on my desk, and I've been using them a lot. I like to do that because once I put things up, I don't always think of them. So I like having things out on my desk. And I've thought about with each stash kit having some sort of tool that I keep out on my desk, or a bunch of sets of stamps, or something that I keep out on my desk so that I use it throughout the month. I'm not necessarily trying to use up things, especially, I mean, I can't use up scissors because they're tools, but I do want to make sure that I utilize the things that I have in my stash and not always use the same things over and over again. Because I am a creature of habit, I am one that will always use the same things if it's the only thing if it's the only things that are on my desk. So, anyways. Oh, I just found out some awful news. Well, it's not really that awful, not like detrimental or anything, but they canceled the scrapbook expo that I was going to go to in Charlotte. They said that another company purchased them and that they were no longer going to host it in Charlotte. I was so disappointed. And apparently it's been canceled for quite some time. I just hadn't looked up the website until I went to go look and see exactly when they opened in a couple weeks. And yeah, it's not there anymore. But whatever. I'm going to do online shopping instead. I'm going to make up for it. Make myself feel better anyways. And I'm really thinking about buying what is it called? Paper tray ink type strips. There we go. I'm really thinking about buying those. Nicole Jones featured them on one of her haul videos a couple months ago. Ooh, it may have been a really long time ago at this point, but I had saved them in one of my video things on YouTube and like on one of my playlists, and I just hadn't gotten around to buying them yet, and I was looking through my playlist the other day and I saw it. So I think I might buy those kind of to make up for not being able to go to the expo. The reason I went to the expo, I like to buy a bunch of different products that I wouldn't normally buy, especially since Archivers closed. I really bought a lot of different things from there, but now I don't have a local place that sells a big variety of products. I mean, I have Michael's, and there's a Hobby Lobby by my mom's house, which is about 3 hours away. And of course there's AC Moore, but I don't ever go there. Other than that, I have to buy everything online because there's just not any other local place. So that's the reason I like the expo. I did most of my major shopping for the year there every year for the last couple years. And then I would just buy like maintenance items at some of these other stores. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is, buying a good chunk of supplies online and just maybe doing a few big orders a year instead of one massive haul at once. And I haven't really done a lot of shopping in the last 6 months or so. And you guys, the people who have been subscribing and watching my channel know that I don't really buy a whole lot. I mean, I very rarely have a haul video. And when I do, it's mostly stuff that I buy at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or TJ Maxx. So we're going to see what I do. I haven't really decided, and honestly, who knows? I might shop online this weekend and the haul video will be up before this video. Who knows? But keep an eye out. Either way, keep an eye out because I will post whatever I end up purchasing. And I did pick up a few small things at TJ Maxx this last weekend, so I do have a few things to share with you already. I guess I should get back to the layout. So all I've really done, I've been talking a lot this video. All I've really done is put down my title. I added a label sticker at the top of the cupcake photo, and it just says "Be Happy." It's from one of those 12 by 12 sticker sheets that I had. I'm using these tile alphas from October Afternoon, and I'm just putting birthday, so it's going to say birthday cupcakes. And the cupcakes is in a chipboard letter, and it's not very sticky, as you can see, so I'm adding a little bit of crystal effects to the back of it just to make sure it doesn't move. And I spelled cupcakes. At first I put cupcake. I don't know if you saw that. At first I put cupcake. I wanted to put cupcakes, but I didn't have an S, and so I put cupcake. And then as I was starting to put the letters back in the package, I realized that there was an S stuck to the outside of the package. So happy accident there. I found another S. I was very happy about that. I start to get to the end of Thickers packages and I don't know what else to spell, so I love it when I can end up taking a package that's kind of halfway done, or even honestly it even starts to get a bit difficult even after you've only used about a fourth of the package. So I always get very happy when I can spell out a word. Even nice long word is even better. Like cupcakes is actually a pretty long word. Excuse me. Whenever you have a package that you don't feel like is quite as usable anymore. Pulling out a couple more stickers from these sticker sheets. I have a couple not October Afternoon. These are Echo Park Paper Company sticker sheets that I had from different collection packs that I purchased. I'm just looking through them to see what I can add. A lot of them have this teal color, which is why I pull them out. And I have this one that I keep kind of fiddling with, and it says, "Love this photo." And then I have this label sticker, and what I'm going to do is I'm putting a piece of scrap paper on the back just so it's not sticky anymore and I can kind of manipulate it a bit. And I'm going to cut a scallop edge on it, and I'm going to tuck it right up under my photo. It had something on it, I can't remember what it said, but I didn't like the message, so I just cut it off. Excuse me, I didn't cut it off, I covered it up. And this is where I'm going to add my journaling, and what it says is, "Holding on to his new plane tight and enjoying the sweet treats. The icing is his fave." So what this kid does, he's totally my child, but what he does, I love all sweets, like regardless, doesn't matter what it is. I mean, cookies, cake, candy, ice cream, all of the above. If it has sugar in it, it's like my favorite. So this kid loves cupcakes, but all he eats off of them is the icing. He'll take one or two bites of the cake itself, but he eats the icing. Now, we get our cupcakes from Gigi's Cupcakes because they're the best local place to get it. Now, I know they're a chain, so if you have a Gigi's around you and you haven't eaten there, by all means, go get a cupcake. And on Tuesday, they have $2 Tuesdays, so you can get a $2 cupcake. The icing on these cupcakes are, on the most of them, I mean, some of them are different, but on most of them, the icing is just as high as the cake, so, or if not more, higher. Okay, so like the cake is about 2 inches tall and the icing is like 2 to 3 inches tall. We'll just say that. So, anyways, you can figure out why this kid likes these cupcakes because there's so many of them, so much icing. So, again, totally my kid. Ernest doesn't even eat it. Whenever we buy these cupcakes, it's Calen and I that eat them. So I had this sticker that said birthday because I had used happy on a different layout, but I had the birthday part left, and then I wrote out boy. So I cut it apart and I put birthday boy on his photo, and then I'm taking this love this photo and cutting that apart and kind of layering it on the top right of the photo. I'm going to layer a few things, just a few more things on my layout. I'm going to put a label up under the journaling spot. It's a pink label, and it's just to pull a little bit more pink down here. And then I've got two brackets that I'm going to put, one on the top up near the love this photo, and it's a white and pink bracket, and then another one down right beside the cupcakes, the first C in cupcakes. I put two little button stickers on the bottom right, and then they just kind of faded into the background. So I put some gemstones on top of those, and then I put some more of those gemstones on the top left of the layout. It just seemed kind of blank up there. So I'm going to put these up there. And I'm having a hard time using these gemstones. I'm going to end up using them a lot on some of the cards that I made this month. They just seem really bulky, so I'm going to kind of use them up on some cards. Now I have these dimensional presents or gifts that were in a recollection sticker set, and I'm going to use almost all but this one yellow one on this layout. I'm going to use the yellow one I think later on another layout coming up. I think it's actually the one that's on my desk right now that I'm in process of working on. But I used the two pink ones and the two teal ones on here, and they just kind of create some small clusters up in the corners or on the bottom corners. This is where I'm adding those brackets. And then lastly, I have another label that I'm going to add up under the title, and it says give me some sugar. No, it says give mama some sugar. I think I thought it said give me some sugar. Either way, it's applicable to this layout. Works for me. And then I'm going to add some white enamel dots that I made with perler beads. And I know you're supposed to do like sets of 3s, but really, rules are made to be broken, right? So I'm going to do sets of 2. I'm going to put them down here. So this Give Mama Some Sugar label was actually set up with in a set of brads, and there was a brad on either end. Well, I used those brads for something different, and I still had the label left. So I'm just going to cover up those holes with some enamel dots, and then I'm going to put some enamel dots at the very top, and then down here on the left beside the journaling on that label. And that pretty much completes this page. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this, and then also subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. All right, thanks guys. Bye.